After 60, even the healthiest foods can turn against you if you mix them the wrong way. Blueberries are called a superfood for seniors. They protect your heart, boost your memory, and fight aging. But here's the shocking truth. If you eat them with the wrong foods, those same blueberries can quietly damage your digestion, block nutrients, and even raise your blood sugar. In this video, you'll discover the 3 foods you must never eat with blueberries and the smart, safe ways to enjoy them so you actually get all the health benefits. Stay with me until the end, because once you know these combinations, you'll be able to enjoy blueberries without fear and keep their superfood power working for your body every single day. The 3 dangerous food combinations. By now, you know that blueberries are not automatically a blessing in every situation. Their benefits depend on how you eat them and what you eat them with. On their own, blueberries can sharpen your memory, lower inflammation, and support your heart. But when you pair them with certain foods, the story changes. Instead of helping your body, they can quietly work against it. Let's walk through the 3 most common and most dangerous food combinations that seniors should avoid when enjoying blueberries. I'll explain why these combinations backfire, how they affect your body, and what the long-term risks look like. 1. Blueberries with yogurt, milk, or calcium-rich foods. For many people, especially seniors, a bowl of blueberry yogurt or a glass of milk with fresh blueberries feels like the perfect healthy snack. It's quick, refreshing, and seems wholesome. But here's what most people don't realize. That very combination can reduce the amount of calcium your body actually absorbs. Why does this matter? After 60, calcium isn't just important, it's critical. Your bones naturally lose density with age, which is why osteoporosis and fractures become common. Every fall becomes riskier. Even something as simple as stepping off a curb or bumping into a table can lead to a broken bone that takes months to heal, or never heals properly at all. This is why doctors are constantly reminding seniors to get enough calcium. But here's the hidden trap. Blueberries contain compounds like oxalates and tannins that bind with calcium in your digestive tract. When that happens, the calcium doesn't make it into your bloodstream. It's as if you swallowed the nutrient, but your body locked the door and never let it in. Instead, the calcium just passes through and leaves your body unused. Imagine pouring milk into a cup, only to find the cup has a hidden hole at the bottom. No matter how much milk you pour in, it leaks away. That's what happens when you mix blueberries with calcium-rich foods. You think you're nourishing your bones, but much of that calcium slips through your fingers. Now picture the long-term effects. A senior who eats blueberry yogurt every morning, thinking it's a super healthy choice, may actually be weakening their bones without realizing it. Over months and years, the calcium deficit grows. By the time they notice, when a doctor diagnoses osteoporosis or after a painful fracture, it's too late to undo the damage. The solution isn't to give up blueberries or yogurt, it's to separate them. Eat blueberries at one time of day and have calcium-rich foods at another. That way, your body gets the best of both. Strong bones from calcium and powerful antioxidants from blueberries. The key is timing. 2. Blueberries with sugary foods, muffins, pastries, and sweet drinks. Let's move to the second dangerous combination, blueberries with sugar. On their own, blueberries contain natural sugar balanced with fiber. This balance allows your body to release sugar into the bloodstream slowly without sharp spikes. That's why blueberries are considered safe even for many people with diabetes when eaten by themselves. But what happens when you mix blueberries with added sugar? Think blueberry muffins, blueberry pie, blueberry syrup on pancakes, or even blueberries in sweetened smoothies. Suddenly, the natural sugar and the refined sugar join forces, overwhelming your system. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. After 60, your body is less efficient at controlling blood sugar. Insulin, the hormone that clears sugar from your blood, doesn't work as well. This means sugar lingers in your bloodstream longer, causing damage to your blood vessels, nerves, and organs. Every spike in blood sugar is like a small storm, hammering your body with stress. Let's paint the picture. You eat a warm blueberry muffin with your morning coffee. It tastes wonderful, sweet, and comforting. But inside, your blood sugar shoots upward. Your pancreas scrambles to release insulin, but your cells don't respond quickly. So the sugar floats around, sticking to proteins in your blood, damaging the lining of your arteries, and forcing your kidneys to work harder. You may feel a rush of energy for a short time, but within an hour or two, you crash. You feel tired, sluggish, maybe even irritable. Now imagine repeating this day after day. Each sugar spike chips away at your long-term health. It raises your risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, kidney damage, and even dementia. This is the hidden danger. Not one muffin, but the repeated combination of blueberries with sugar that builds damage over time. What makes it more deceptive is the illusion of health. People think it's okay, it has fruit in it. The word blueberry on a muffin or yogurt label makes it feel safe, even virtuous. But in reality, that fruit is trapped in a sugar bomb, and your body pays the price. The good news? You don't need to give up sweetness. Blueberries themselves are naturally sweet enough. If you crave a treat, try them with a handful of nuts, a sprinkle of oats, or even just on their own. The key is to avoid piling sugar on top of what's already in the fruit. That way, you get all the pleasure of sweetness without the crash that follows. Hash 3. Blueberries with iron-rich foods, red meat, liver, and iron supplements. The third dangerous combination may surprise you even more. Blueberries with iron-rich foods. Seniors are often told to eat iron to prevent anemia, which is when your blood doesn't carry enough oxygen. Anemia can cause fatigue, weakness, and pale skin. Foods like beef, liver, and spinach are packed with iron, and many seniors also take iron supplements. But here's the catch. The tannins and polyphenols in blueberries can interfere with iron absorption, just as they do with calcium. They bind to the iron in your food, making it less available for your body to use. So instead of boosting your blood's oxygen-carrying power, much of that iron simply passes through unused. Think of it like a key that doesn't fit the lock. You swallow the iron, but the blueberries change the shape of the key. Suddenly, it can't open the door to your bloodstream. The result? Less iron gets absorbed, and your risk of anemia doesn't improve, or could even worsen. For seniors, this is dangerous because low iron doesn't just mean fatigue. It can also weaken your immune system, make your heart work harder, and reduce your overall quality of life. A senior who carefully eats iron-rich foods but combines them with blueberries may wonder why they still feel tired or weak. The answer lies in the quiet interference happening in their digestive system. This is especially important for women over 60 who may already have lower iron levels, and for seniors recovering from surgery or illness. The last thing they need is to sabotage iron absorption by pairing it with the wrong foods. Again, the solution isn't to give up blueberries or iron. It's to separate them. Eat blueberries as a snack in the morning and have your iron-rich meal at lunch or dinner. If you take iron supplements, don't swallow them with blueberry juice or a berry smoothie. Timing is everything. Putting it all together. These three food combinations, blueberries with calcium, blueberries with sugar, and blueberries with iron, are the traps that turn a superfood into a silent problem. On the surface, they seem harmless. Yogurt with fruit, a muffin with your coffee, a healthy salad with berries and steak. But inside your body, these combinations are working against you. The tragedy is that most seniors never realize it. They follow the advice to eat more fruits and vegetables. But without the details, they end up blocking nutrients, spiking blood sugar, and weakening digestion. They think they're protecting their health, but instead, they're quietly eroding it. The empowering truth is that small changes can fix this. Separate your blueberries from calcium and iron. Avoid loading them with sugar. Enjoy them with fiber-rich, low-sugar foods that complement their natural benefits. Once you make these adjustments, you unlock the full potential of this amazing fruit. So the takeaway is simple. Blueberries are still one of the healthiest foods you can eat, but you have to eat them wisely. Treat them with respect, give them the right partners, and they'll reward you with better energy, stronger bones, steadier blood sugar, and a sharper mind. And now that you know the 3 dangerous food combinations to avoid, in the next part of this video, we'll reveal the smarter, safer ways to enjoy blueberries every single day. Because the goal isn't just to avoid harm, it's to maximize the good. And with the right knowledge, that's exactly what you can do. Now that we've seen how blueberries can quietly betray your health when paired with the wrong foods, let's turn to the positive side. Because here's the good news. Blueberries themselves are not the enemy. In fact, when eaten wisely, they're one of the most powerful allies you can have for healthy aging. The secret lies in timing, pairing, and portion. Think of blueberries not just as a snack, but as a kind of natural medicine. Like any medicine, they work best when taken in the right dose, at the right time, in the right way. So, when is the best time for seniors to eat blueberries? The answer is simple: in the morning or before a light meal. Why? Because that's when your body is most ready to absorb their nutrients without interference. After a night's rest, your digestive system is relatively empty, your blood sugar is steady, and your body is thirsty for vitamins and antioxidants. A handful of blueberries in the morning is like a gentle wake up call to your cells, a burst of protection that sets the tone for the whole day. Eating them before a light meal also has advantages. Blueberries contain fiber, which helps slow down digestion just enough to prevent sharp spikes in blood sugar. If you eat them before your oatmeal or before a salad, they act as a kind of guard, keeping your digestion balanced. But if you eat them right after a heavy meal, say steak and potatoes, your stomach struggles to manage both the complex meal and the berries, which can cause bloating or discomfort. So the rule of thumb is, give blueberries space to shine. Let them lead, not follow. Now, what should you combine blueberries with? This is where the real strategy comes in. Instead of pairing them with calcium-rich dairy, heavy meats, or sugar, match them with foods that amplify their benefits. 3 perfect partners stand out: oats, walnuts, and leafy greens. Start with oats. Oatmeal with blueberries is one of the best breakfasts a senior can eat. Oats provide slow-release carbohydrates that keep your energy steady, while their soluble fiber helps lower cholesterol. Blueberries add antioxidants and vitamins, making the bowl a true heart-protecting powerhouse. Unlike milk, oats don't compete with blueberries for nutrient absorption. Instead, they work in harmony, giving you long-lasting fuel without spiking your blood sugar. Next, walnuts. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain health. Seniors often worry about memory loss, dementia, and cognitive decline. Pairing walnuts with blueberries is like giving your brain a double layer of protection. Antioxidants from the berries fight oxidative stress, while omega-3s from walnuts strengthen the structure of brain cells. It's no accident that researchers call this duo a brain-friendly combination. A small handful of walnuts and a cup of blueberries can be a mid-morning snack that sharpens your mind and keeps you full. And then, leafy greens. A salad with spinach, kale, or mixed greens topped with fresh blueberries is more than just pretty. It's a nutritional powerhouse. Leafy greens provide vitamin K, magnesium, and fiber, while blueberries bring in vitamin C and antioxidants. Together, they protect bones, support blood flow, and aid digestion. Unlike iron-rich meats, plant-based greens don't clash with blueberries. They complement them. The fiber in greens even helps slow down sugar absorption further, giving your body more time to use the nutrients. These combinations aren't just healthy, they're smart. They respect the way your body changes after 60, and they allow blueberries to deliver their benefits without being blocked. Think of it this way: if blueberries are the hero, oats, walnuts, and greens are the loyal sidekicks, making sure the hero succeeds. And here's another important point: portion. Too much of a good thing can become a burden. For seniors, the sweet spot is about half a cup to 1 cup of blueberries per day. That's enough to load your body with antioxidants, but not so much that you overload your digestion with fiber or sugar. Remember, blueberries are like medicine. You wouldn't take an entire bottle of pills in one day. You'd take the right dose. The same principle applies here. So the real-life advice is this: enjoy blueberries in the morning or before light meals. Pair them with oats, nuts, or greens, and keep your portions moderate. This way, you get stronger bones, steadier energy, sharper memory, and calmer digestion. You're not just eating fruit, you're giving your body a daily gift of protection. As one doctor once put it, blueberries are like little shields for your cells. But shields only work if you carry them correctly. Carry them in the right time, the right dose, the right company, and they'll protect you for years to come. For most seniors, blueberries feel like a gift from nature. Doctors, magazines, and even TV commercials tell you that blueberries are the secret to a sharper mind, a stronger heart, and a longer life. And to be fair, there's truth in that. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants. They're low in calories, and they bring natural sweetness without the guilt of refined sugar. Many older adults add a handful to their cereal in the morning, blend them into a smoothie, or snack on them in the afternoon, believing that every bite is a step toward better health. But here's the problem that no one likes to talk about. Even a superfood can backfire. Especially as you get older, your body doesn't react the same way it used to. In your 20s or 30s, your digestive system is strong, your liver and kidneys are efficient, and your bones can handle a lot of stress. But after 60, everything changes. The stomach produces less acid, making digestion slower. The pancreas may release less insulin, which means sugar stays in your blood longer. The liver processes nutrients more slowly, and the kidneys become more sensitive to the balance of minerals and fluids. Suddenly, the foods you thought were always safe can trigger discomfort or even health risks if they're combined the wrong way. Take blueberries as an example. On their own, they're wonderful, but when paired with certain foods, they can become a hidden enemy. Instead of protecting your body, they can interfere with nutrient absorption, cause bloating, raise your blood sugar, or even contribute to bone weakness. And because these effects don't show up immediately, many seniors don't realize what's happening until they're dealing with recurring stomach pain, unexplained fatigue, or declining bone density. Imagine this. An older adult enjoys a bowl of blueberries with creamy yogurt every morning. It feels healthy. It looks healthy. But the acidity in the blueberries can actually interfere with how well the calcium in the yogurt gets absorbed. Over time, this simple, healthy habit can contribute to weaker bones. Or consider someone who mixes blueberries into a sugary muffin or eats them alongside a sweetened drink. The natural sugars in blueberries combined with processed sugar can cause blood sugar spikes. For someone managing diabetes or insulin resistance, that's a dangerous situation. What was meant to be a healthy snack suddenly becomes a health trap. This is the painful truth for seniors. The body after 60 is more fragile, more selective, and less forgiving. Your digestive system isn't as flexible as it used to be. Your liver isn't as quick to filter toxins. Your kidneys can't handle the same overload of minerals or fluids. The same food that keeps you healthy in one situation can harm you in another. And when it comes to blueberries, the difference often lies in what you eat with them. The challenge is that many seniors don't see the warning signs. A little bloating after breakfast feels normal. A touch of fatigue in the afternoon seems like just getting older. A gradual decline in bone strength or a creeping rise in blood sugar doesn't get linked back to the simple habit of mixing blueberries with the wrong foods. And so the cycle continues. A food chosen for health ends up chipping away at health instead. This is what makes the problem so serious. Seniors believe they're making the right choices, choosing fruits, eating less processed food, focusing on nutrient-dense options. But without the right knowledge, even these good choices can lead to setbacks. It's not just about eating more fruits and vegetables. It's about eating them wisely, in a way that works with the aging body, not against it. Think about how frustrating that feels. You spend decades building habits, only to find that some of them may be working against you now. You want to stay independent, strong, and clear-minded, but instead, you face the risk of digestive discomfort, worsening diabetes, or fragile bones, all from small, overlooked food combinations. And the worst part? Most doctors don't have time to explain this in detail. They tell you to eat more fruit, but they rarely tell you that certain fruits shouldn't be eaten with certain other foods. They tell you blueberries are good, but they don't warn you about the trap of mixing them with dairy, sugar, or iron-heavy meals. So seniors are left in the dark, believing they're protecting their health, while quietly undermining it. A superfood turns into a stumbling block. A daily habit meant to add years to your life ends up subtracting comfort and vitality from the years you already have. This is the painful reality. After 60, health is delicate. Every choice matters more. You can't afford to eat blindly anymore, hoping that healthy foods will automatically do the right thing for you. You have to be smarter. You have to know the combinations that help your body thrive and the ones that hold you back. That's why understanding the problem is so important. It's not about fearing blueberries or cutting them out of your life. It's about being aware of how your body changes with age and how even the best foods can cause harm if they're not matched correctly. Without this awareness, you risk turning meals into medicine for disease instead of fuel for health. Picture this scenario. You're at a family brunch. Your daughter proudly serves you blueberry pancakes with syrup. Everyone smiles, thinking they're giving you a treat packed with fruit. But for your body, that combination of blueberries, refined flour, and sugar is a storm waiting to happen. Your blood sugar spikes, your digestion struggles, and your energy crashes by the afternoon. On the outside, it's just breakfast. On the inside, it's another small hit to your long-term health. Or another scenario, you're trying to strengthen your bones, so you make a habit of eating blueberries with milk every night. It feels wholesome, like something you'd give a child. But because of the way blueberries' natural compounds interact with calcium, your body absorbs less of the nutrient you need most. Instead of building strength, you slowly lose it. The very habit meant to protect you ends up betraying you. These are the quiet problems, the ones that don't show up in bold headlines but creep into everyday life. Seniors want to eat smart. Seniors want to take control of their health. But without guidance, they walk straight into traps that could have been avoided. And this leads to the real danger: frustration and hopelessness. Many older adults, after trying so hard, begin to believe that nothing works. They eat healthy but still gain weight. They avoid junk food but still face health issues. They add blueberries and other fruits, yet their blood tests don't improve. That frustration can lead to giving up, to abandoning the effort, and resigning themselves to a slow decline. But here's the truth. It's not about giving up. It's about learning the details. Health after 60 is about precision. It's about knowing not just what to eat, but how to eat it. And that's why understanding the problem is the first step. Because once you see the traps, you can avoid them. Once you know what not to combine, you can protect yourself. And once you make those small adjustments, you'll finally feel the benefits you've been promised: lighter digestion, steadier energy, stronger bones, and better blood sugar control. The problem is real, and it's costing seniors their health every day. But the solution is simple, and in the next part of this video, you're going to see exactly what foods should never be eaten with blueberries, and how to turn this superfood back into the powerful ally it's meant to be. Blueberries have been praised as one of the healthiest fruits on earth, and for good reason. They're small, sweet, and beautiful, but more importantly, they're packed with powerful nutrients. Inside every little berry, there's a cocktail of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that can protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and keep your cells younger for longer. They contain vitamin C to support your immune system, vitamin K to help with blood clotting, fiber to keep your digestion smooth, and natural plant compounds called polyphenols that fight off damage from free radicals. Free radicals are those tiny troublemakers in your body that speed up aging and wear down your organs. So, in theory, eating blueberries should feel like a secret weapon against time itself. But here's where science gives us a twist. As powerful as blueberries are, their nutrients don't work in isolation. What happens in your body depends not only on the blueberries themselves, but also on what else you eat alongside them. In other words, the company blueberries keep on your plate can change how your body absorbs, processes, and benefits from them. For seniors, this is crucial because the aging body is far more sensitive to these interactions. Let's break this down into three main issues: calcium absorption, blood sugar balance, and digestion. These may sound technical, but I'll explain them step by step in a way that's easy to picture. Hash blueberries and calcium. The silent conflict. Calcium is one of the most important minerals for seniors. It builds bones, supports muscles, and helps nerves communicate. Without enough calcium, bones become fragile, leading to osteoporosis and fractures. That's why so many older adults are encouraged to drink milk, eat yogurt, or take calcium supplements. Now here's the surprising part. Blueberries, as healthy as they are, can interfere with how your body absorbs calcium when eaten at the same time. Why? It has to do with their natural acidity and their polyphenols. Think of your digestive system as a busy highway, with nutrients like calcium trying to cross over into your bloodstream. Blueberries contain compounds, particularly tannins and oxalates, that can act like roadblocks. They attach to calcium, forming complexes that your intestines can't absorb efficiently. So instead of crossing into your blood and strengthening your bones, some of that calcium simply passes through and is wasted. It's not that blueberries are bad. The problem comes when you combine them directly with calcium-rich foods, like a glass of milk or a bowl of yogurt. Many people love blueberry yogurt, but in seniors, this pairing could mean you're not getting the calcium you desperately need. Over years, that can contribute to weaker bones, making falls and fractures more likely. It's almost ironic. You try to eat healthy by mixing two good foods, but your body doesn't reap the benefit you expect. That's the tricky part of nutrition science. Sometimes 1 plus 1 does not equal 2. Blueberries and blood sugar, the sweet trap. Another challenge lies in sugar. Blueberries are naturally sweet, but their sugar content is balanced by fiber, which slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. That's why, when eaten alone, blueberries don't cause the same blood sugar spikes as candy or soda. For most people, that's a big advantage. But the story changes when blueberries are paired with sugary foods. Imagine eating them in a muffin with syrup or blended into a smoothie with ice cream. Suddenly, the natural sugars in blueberries join forces with refined sugars from other sources. Your digestive system, especially if it's already slowed by age, struggles to process this surge. The fiber in blueberries can only do so much. It can't hold back the flood when too much sugar comes in at once. For seniors managing diabetes, prediabetes, or simply the natural decline in insulin sensitivity after 60, this is a serious problem. Blood sugar spikes don't just cause short-term fatigue or thirst. They damage blood vessels, stress the kidneys, and strain the heart. Over time, repeated spikes can accelerate complications like neuropathy, vision problems, and cardiovascular disease. The science behind it is simple. Your body depends on insulin to move sugar from the bloodstream into your cells. But as you age, your cells become less responsive to insulin, and your pancreas may not produce enough of it. That means sugar lingers in your blood longer, causing harm. Blueberries alone aren't the issue. It's when they're eaten with processed sugar that the balance tips from helpful to harmful. So the image to hold in your mind is this. Blueberries are like gentle raindrops of sugar, falling slowly, nourishing the soil. But when you mix them with sugary foods, it's no longer gentle rain. It's a flood. And your body, especially after 60, isn't built to handle that flood. Blueberries and digestion, the hidden strain. Finally, there's digestion. Blueberries are full of fiber, which is generally a blessing for seniors. Fiber keeps your bowels moving, lowers cholesterol, and feeds the good bacteria in your gut. But as with everything, balance matters. Too much fiber or the wrong combination can create discomfort. When blueberries are eaten with heavy foods, like fatty meats, cheese, or fried dishes, the stomach has to juggle two very different tasks. On one hand, it needs to break down fiber-rich plant material, which requires water and time. On the other, it's dealing with slow-digesting fats and proteins, which require stomach acid and enzymes. For a younger digestive system, this is manageable. But for seniors, where stomach acid is lower and motility is slower, the combination can lead to bloating, gas, and even reflux. There's also the issue of oxalates, naturally found in blueberries. In small amounts, oxalates are harmless, but when combined with other oxalate-rich foods like spinach, beets, or certain nuts, they can increase the risk of kidney stones, especially in seniors with sensitive kidneys. Since kidney function declines with age, this is not something to ignore. To put it simply, blueberries help digestion when eaten wisely, but can strain digestion when combined poorly. The difference between comfort and discomfort lies in the plate you build around them. Why seniors feel it more? You might wonder, why do these interactions matter so much more after 60? The answer lies in the natural changes of aging. Digestive slowdown. The muscles in your intestines lose some strength, so food moves more slowly. This makes interactions between foods more noticeable. Lower stomach acid. With less acid, the stomach has a harder time breaking down complex meals, leading to indigestion. Bone density decline. Seniors need every bit of calcium they can absorb, so anything that interferes with absorption has a bigger impact. Blood sugar sensitivity. Even small spikes in glucose matter more because the body isn't as efficient at controlling them. Kidney vulnerability. The kidneys filter waste more slowly, so compounds like oxalates can accumulate more easily. In other words, what might be a minor issue for a 30-year-old can become a serious health challenge for someone over 60. That's why it's not enough to know that blueberries are healthy. Seniors need to know how to eat them in a way that works with the aging body, not against it. The takeaway from science. So let's put all this science into one simple message. Blueberries are powerful, but their power depends on the company they keep. With calcium-rich foods, they can block absorption, weakening bones instead of strengthening them. With sugary foods, they can fuel blood sugar spikes, putting strain on the heart and kidneys. With heavy or oxalate-rich foods, they can cause digestive discomfort or kidney stress. This doesn't mean you should fear blueberries. It means you should respect them. Treat them like a strong medicine, beneficial when used correctly, but risky when misused. Think of blueberries as a tool. In the right hands, they build health, sharpen memory, and slow aging. In the wrong hands, they can quietly undermine the very goals you're trying to reach. The science is clear. After 60, the way you combine foods matters just as much as the foods themselves. And that's why, in the next part of this video, we're going to reveal the 3 specific foods you should never eat with blueberries. These are the common mistakes that turn a superfood into a stumbling block. And once you know them, you'll have the power to avoid the traps and enjoy all the benefits blueberries have to offer. Real-life story facts and science are important, but sometimes they remain distant. You can hear about antioxidants, calcium absorption, and blood sugar spikes all day long, but unless you see those truths play out in a real life, it doesn't hit home. Stories, on the other hand, are powerful. They take the invisible science and give it a face, a name, a life. And often, it is in those stories that we see ourselves. So let me share with you 2 stories. One of a man who loved blueberries but ate them the wrong way, and another of a woman who embraced them wisely. These stories are different, but both are true mirrors. And as you listen, ask yourself, which reflection looks more like you today, and which one do you want to see in your future? The wrong way. Mr. Harris's morning habit. Mr. Harris was a retired postman, 72 years old, with a warm smile and a reputation in his neighborhood as the healthy one. Every morning, without fail, he started his day with a large bowl of blueberry yogurt. It was a habit he felt proud of. His daughter had once told him, "Dad, blueberries are a superfood. They'll keep your mind sharp." So he thought, why not double the benefit by eating them with yogurt? Calcium for his bones, fruit for his brain. It sounded like a perfect combination. For years, Mr. Harris kept this routine. He would wake up, pour a generous amount of yogurt into a bowl, add a large handful of blueberries, and eat while reading the morning paper. He often smiled, feeling smug about his choice. While his friends were eating bacon and eggs, he thought he was outsmarting age. But slowly, small problems began to appear. At first, it was mild bloating after breakfast. Nothing dramatic, just a sense of heaviness that made his mornings sluggish. Then, he noticed his doctor telling him that his bone density was slipping. "We need to watch for osteoporosis," the doctor warned, even though Mr. Harris was consuming plenty of calcium every single day. He brushed it off. Surely his bones were fine. After all, he was eating healthily, wasn't he? But then came the day of his fall. It wasn't dramatic. He tripped on the sidewalk while walking home from the grocery store. But the x-rays revealed a fracture in his hip. The doctor was puzzled. "You've been eating calcium," she said, "but your bones are weaker than expected." That was when she explained that blueberries, when combined daily with yogurt, could interfere with calcium absorption. The very habit he thought was strengthening him had, over time, betrayed him. The hip fracture changed his life. Suddenly, Mr. Harris couldn't walk without a cane. He stopped gardening, something he had loved for decades. He lost confidence in his body, and with it, a piece of his joy. All from a healthy morning habit he never questioned. The wrong way continued. Sugar and the afternoon slump. But yogurt wasn't the only trap. Mr. Harris also loved blueberry muffins. His granddaughter baked them for him every Sunday, and he couldn't resist. He told himself, they have fruit in them, so they're healthy enough. But after eating 1 or 2 muffins, his afternoons became battles with fatigue. His blood sugar would spike, then crash, leaving him tired, irritable, and sluggish. His doctor eventually diagnosed him with type 2 diabetes. And again, he wondered, How? I was eating blueberries. The answer was simple. It wasn't the blueberries alone, but the company they kept. By pairing them with sugar rich pastries and dairy, he had quietly undermined his own health. The Right Way, Mrs. Thompson's Gentle Wisdom. Now let's turn to another story, the story of Mrs. Thompson, a 68-year-old retired teacher. She, too, loved blueberries. In fact, she loved them even more than Mr. Harris did. But she learned to treat them with respect. She didn't see blueberries as just fruit. She saw them as medicine. Small, powerful, but in need of the right handling. In the morning, instead of yogurt, she had oatmeal topped with a modest handful of fresh blueberries. The oats provided fiber and slow-release energy, while the blueberries added antioxidants and sweetness. Together, they created a breakfast that kept her satisfied and steady until lunch, without spikes or crashes. In the afternoon, she would sometimes enjoy a small handful of walnuts and blueberries. She had read about how omega-3s from walnuts and the antioxidants from blueberries work together to protect the brain. And she believed it. Her friends often marveled at how sharp her memory was. She could still recall the names of her students from decades ago. For lunch or dinner, Mrs. Thompson often made salads. She loved adding blueberries to spinach or kale, sprinkling them in alongside cucumbers and a light vinaigrette. The mix wasn't just colorful, it was nourishing. The greens gave her calcium and magnesium, while the blueberries added vitamin C, helping her body absorb nutrients more effectively. The result? At her annual checkups, her doctor consistently told her that her blood sugar was stable, her bones were strong, and her heart was in excellent condition for her age. She didn't suffer from bloating or stomach cramps, and she rarely felt the afternoon crash that plagued so many of her friends. Mrs. Thompson lived her retirement with energy. She volunteered at the local library, took long walks in the park, and even joined a community choir. Her mind stayed clear, her body stayed steady, and her joy remained intact. All because she made small but wise choices with something as simple as blueberries. A Tale of Two Lives. When you compare Mr. Harris and Mrs. Thompson, the contrast is striking. Both loved blueberries. Both wanted to stay healthy. Both believed they were doing the right thing. But their results could not have been more different. Mr. Harris ate blueberries without thinking, mixing them with yogurt and sugar, not realizing the hidden consequences. His bones grew weaker, his blood sugar grew unstable, and eventually his independence was shaken. Mrs. Thompson ate blueberries with intention, pairing them with oats, nuts, and greens, giving them space to work in her body. Her bones stayed strong, her memory sharp, and her days filled with energy and purpose. The difference was not luck, it was wisdom. Why these stories matter to you. You might be listening to these stories and thinking, that sounds familiar. Maybe you eat blueberry yogurt every morning. Maybe you enjoy muffins on weekends. Maybe you've wondered why your digestion feels off, or why your energy crashes after what you thought was a healthy snack. That's why these stories matter. They aren't just about Mr. Harris or Mrs. Thompson. They're about you. They're about the choices you make every day, choices that seem small but add up to shape the quality of your life. The truth is, you can be either of these people. You can let habit and assumption guide you, or you can let knowledge and intention lead you. You can eat blueberries blindly, or you can eat them wisely. And here's the most encouraging part. It's never too late to make the shift. Mr. Harris's story shows the cost of ignorance, but Mrs. Thompson's story shows the power of change. At any age, you can decide to treat blueberries and all foods with the respect they deserve. And when you do, your body rewards you with strength, clarity, and vitality. The lesson in simple words. Blueberries aren't magic on their own. They become magic when you use them right. Eat them in the morning or before light meals, not after heavy ones. Pair them with oats, walnuts, or greens, not with sugar or calcium-heavy dairy. Keep the portion modest, about a cup a day. Do this, and you'll write your story like Mrs. Thompson's, not Mr. Harris's. You'll walk with steady bones, think with a sharp mind, and live with energy that carries you through the years. So, next time you reach for blueberries, pause. Ask yourself, am I eating them like Mr. Harris or like Mrs. Thompson? The answer could shape not just your next meal, but your next decade.